At the end of this video, we're trying to have one achievement. And what we're trying to achieve is what is called mindset change. So mindset change is something that is like, it's a vehicle. You know, the way you see a vehicle. A vehicle is something that transports you from one area to another. So mindset change is a vehicle, it's a transport which moves you from something which is of, at the bottom, then it moves you to the top. That is mindset change. So it's a vehicle, it's a transport that will take you from this place to where you are aiming to go. But all that, it's coming from the mind. That's why it's called mindset, right? It's coming from the mind. A human being, they are wired in a way that they have the power within themselves. So whosoever, wherever you are as a human being, you have power. You can change whatever it is. It doesn't matter what situation it is. You have that power within yourself, and it all lies inside your mind. And what do you need to do is you need to use that mind in a special way, in a different way. So whenever something negative is showing up, you need now to reverse and you need to change that, and you change it to the positive. The moment you look at the same thing which somebody was calling a problem to say, okay, for example, this thing has happened like this, but they are expressing it in a negative way. But you look at the very same thing in a different way or with a different eye. That is what is called mindset change. So you have programmed your mind to say, okay, this thing looks like it's a challenge. That's you now. Everybody who is going to be successful, they look at something like that as a challenge. They don't look at it as a problem. And yet somebody who is going to fail, they see the very same thing as a problem. A problem is something which is going to stress you. A challenge is something which is in front of you, but you are going to overcome it. So successful people are overcomers. They are people that are going to overcome whatever challenge lies ahead of them. So you are one of them. And within your mind, there is some wires which are already connected, and that is through your brain. And those wires are the ones which are going to drive you. The moment you sit down and you change the way you think, the way you look at something, the same thing that maybe you've been looking at it negatively. But if you change and just look at it in a positive way to say, this thing looks ugly. You can say, for example, this thing looks ugly, but you know what? There is potential in this thing. I can reverse it. I can make it look better. I can make it look so successful. Now that is you. With that kind of mindset change, you are able to achieve. It doesn't matter what it is, you are going to achieve it. So this is what is called mindset change. So all the power does not lie at school. Yes, at school they told us to say you must work hard, and that was good. I'm not saying that school was bad. No, as a human being, we were always born with natural illiteracy, and we needed some education, which is through academic. So we needed to go there, but still, when we went there, we were never successful. So what brings you success is your mind. And that's why we come up with a word called mindset. It's the mind. It has to change the way it does things, the way it thinks, and the way the eyes are going now to look at the very same thing. So the very same thing which you used to look like it's negative, something which you used to see, this thing is impossible, I can never do this. But then you change, you see to say, no, I can achieve this. For example, a youngster will wake up in the morning and say, you know what, let me go maybe to the airport. And they go to the airport and they see the pilots and they say, I can never do this. For sure, once you say like that, you have changed, you have programmed your mind to fail. But the moment you come and you even if you are lucky, the pilot tells you to say, get in the cockpit, and you get inside the cockpit. And the pilot says, do you like it? Can you do this? And if you just tell yourself to say, I'm able to do this, trust you me, just by that faith alone, by that mind alone, what you're going to achieve is greatness. But all that greatness was not lying with that pilot. It was already within, inside of you. If all of us, or if most of us, would have thought, or we would have been seeing things or looking at things in that way or in that direction, we were going to achieve a lot. But most of the times we have failed, or most of the times we failed to succeed or to reach our potential wherever we are supposed to be. We failed to reach that place. Why? It's because of the mind. So if there's something that we need to overcome, is our mind. That the mind cannot be negative. We need to overcome that. The mind must be positive. It doesn't matter how the situation looks like. It could be something that another person, remember, it's different mindset. It's another person will look at the very same thing and they'll see a huge mountain to say, yo, this is a huge mountain. I cannot climb this. But you know what? Right now where I'm seated, I'm close to a mountain. There's Table Mountain just closer by to me, yeah. So that mountain, if you just sit at the bottom, you look at how high it is, you can tell yourself to say, I can never climb that place. But you know what? There's somebody who looks at the very same mountain and they tell themselves to say, you know what? They at the peak, I'm going to get there and I'll be there. Because of that mindset, that person, it doesn't matter how hard it is. There'll be rocks, there'll be what? But that person is going to achieve it. Some of you, maybe by birth, you were not born in rich families. Maybe by birth, maybe you lost parents when you were young. By birth, maybe nothing has gone on your side. Maybe, nothing has worked for you. But that is not the end. It's not the end. The end will only come when you program your mind to say, you know what? I think this is the end. I cannot go further than this. But the moment you program your mind to say, listen, yes, this has gone negative. Yes, this has not been going well. But you know what? These were the challenges for me to climb up the ladder. The moment you have that kind of mindset, trust you me, the sky is the limit. And what you are going to achieve is nothing but greatness. All of you that are watching this video, I want nothing but greatness. Nothing but greatness. And I believe and I am sure that you are able to achieve that. Why? Because that greatness does not lie with me. That greatness does not lie with somebody else. It doesn't lie with all the rich people that you know to say, okay, there's this person who's so rich. That's the person that is going to help me. Don't look at life like that. Everything for you to achieve is inside of you. It's in your brain already. So all you need to do is sit down, program yourself, and take a look at your life. Take a look at what is surrounding you. What is surrounding you can be money already. What is surrounding you can be success already. But maybe you've just been looking at it in a different way. I'll give you an example. There could be somebody who is a farmer, or somebody who maybe, let's start from the beginning. That person is not a farmer, but where they are seated maybe to somebody who is close, who is a farmer. And this is a neighbor of a farmer. Now that person, let's name him John. The farmer is maybe Kennedy. So Kennedy the farmer, he has planted his garden and he has planted, let's say, corn, or which is wheat. So Kennedy the farmer has planted maize in his garden. Then Kennedy the farmer planting maize, then we'll have somebody called John. And John is going to wake up and he's going to look to say, okay, Kennedy has planted corn, Kennedy has planted maize, then Kennedy harvests. Then after harvesting, then Kennedy thinks to say, let me just, take out what I need is the corn itself. I don't need the stalks. Then John, who is somebody whose life is at the low level, this person is not successful yet, but his mind is a mind of a person who is going to succeed. So John is going to sit and he's going to look at the remains of that maize after Kennedy the farmer has harvested. So John is going to come and look, to say, there is just some maize stalk which is left here. And what is John going to do? He's going to think of a plan. He's going to look at the things which are around him and look at them differently. The farmer, Kennedy, looked at those stalks, as like, these are useless stuff. We're just going to heap them up, then we're going to burn them. But John is going to have a different mind, a different eye. So he's going to look at them and say, these things can be made into something. And what is John going to think? John is going to think to say, come on, I'm going to do something with this. So John is going to wake up one day and he's just going to maybe visit other people, maybe that, have got animals. For example, somebody who's got cattle, somebody who's got maybe other, let's say maybe cattle, goats, all those kind of animals. Then he's going to speak to them to say, no, I'm able to bring you some hay. I can make some hay for you and sell it to you. Then that farmer is going to say, that person who is keeping the cattle is going to say, come on, bring them. Then John is going to go and chop those things. Why? It's coming from the mindset, and it's going to translate those remains, those things which Kennedy the farmer decided to say, I can just throw away these things. Then John is going to come and exchange those things with money. So that is what is called mindset change. Why? Because this person, yes, this thing was looking like it's useless. It's looking like it's lost. It's looking like there's no hope. It's looking like nothing can come out. But this person thought of it differently, looked at it differently. At the end of the day, did something different. And the achievement or the end result will also be different. So mindset change is very powerful, very, very powerful. You cannot succeed in life if your mindset is on the negative. In life, you need the mind to be on the positive. The moment your mind is on the positive, everything is possible. Some people, they can call it faith, to say you move by faith. You believe to say, no, I will do it. I can make it. It reminds me of everybody, Barack Obama. When he was the Senate, then there was a time that he wanted to become a president. He was doing his campaign. And one of his slogans during the campaign is, yes, we can. I love that slogan. I love it. Yes, we can. It's not yes, they can. It's not yes, they could. Like it's in the past or it's other people. No, yes, I can. You cannot even just be referring to say, no, yes, Obama can. No, yes, me. And you name yourself to say, yes, me, I can. It doesn't matter what it is, you are able to achieve financial freedom. Financial freedom is something which is going to put you at ease. This life that we're living, if you are not financially free, it is tough. It is very, very tough. But there's a lot of ways that you can get to that financial freedom. But it cannot come. Financial freedom itself does not just come. It's a step. It is a process. It starts from somewhere. It's just like for you to come. Yes, the end result is you're going to graduate and you're going to have maybe a PhD and all that kind of stuff. But it's not like you are just born as a toddler, as a youngster, then all of a sudden they just give you that paper to say, no, you are a holder of PhD. They don't do that. What do? You need to go through the stages. It's a process. So you go through crèche, you go through primary, then after primary, then you go to college or university. Then after that, you attain, maybe it's a certificate, you attain a diploma. Then, you get to a degree until you get to master's and PhD. It's a process. It goes in stages. But all that, it comes from here. So whenever somebody is looking at something negative and you see that the very same thing, but you see it with a different eye and you see it positively to say, I am able to achieve this. It doesn't matter how it looks. It doesn't matter who is doing what, but I am able. Not they are able. No, it's them. No. Whatever somebody else has achieved, I'm happy for them, but it's for them. Me also, I can achieve. You also, you the one who's listening, you are able also to achieve. all you can do, set your mind and you're going to achieve. Once you get your mind to think differently, your mind to see things differently, once you get your mind to do things differently, to think differently, to even, your mind also influences your eyes. So your mind, once it influences your eyes to look at something, but look at it positively and not negatively, success is just around the corner. You are going to achieve things greater than you ever imagined. Greater things. You come out of whatever situation it is. Don't care. Don't even worry to say no, you are in a certain, right now, maybe you are just, somebody maybe who's a maid for somebody. You're just a maid for somebody. Or you are just a gardener for somebody. It does not matter that you are a gardener today. It does not matter that you are a maid. But once you change up your mind, and you look at your boss and you said, my boss is just a human being just like me. And I'm able also to change. I'm also able, look at this house where you are working, whether you are looking after their kids and everything, you are maybe cleaning their garden or everything that you're doing. Look at it. This, I'm trying just to encourage somebody out there, because there's other people who look down on themselves. Don't look down at yourself. You have so much potential which is within you. Within you. Don't look down on yourself. You have so much that you can offer. So much. You can be the next person that people are going to talk about. It's within you. But all of this can never be achieved if you are absent-minded. All of this can never be achieved if you yourself, you don't embrace it. You need to come to a point and say, this car, this person, sometimes just go maybe like to a Mercedes-Benz company. Go to Mercedes-Benz company and just look and ask them to say, no, what is your best Mercedes here? And they must show it to you. They need to show it to you to say, this is the best Mercedes. And by then, maybe in your pocket, you've got only $1. But you're asking for a Mercedes-Benz maybe which costs about $1 million. And somebody will look at you and say, but this person is crazy, man. How can he even walk here and they'll be looking at a car which is worth $2 million, but this person has got nothing? No, you have nothing in your pocket. But in your brain, you have everything. That's the thing. So you must understand these things, how they work. Poverty is not in your pocket. Poverty is in your brain. Right? Just like riches are not in your pocket. Riches are in your brain. Right? So what you do is, the riches have been staying there. So all you do, all these rich people that you are seeing, you name them. I'm not going to name anybody here. But all these rich people that are around you, that are so well known, you know them by name. All those rich people, one thing that I can tell you, which is common for all of them, they've got something in common. All of them. And the thing is, all of them, they dreamt first. So before anything could happen to them, or anything could change for the positive in their lives, what they did first was to dream. And when they dreamt, they achieved whatever it was. They managed to achieve it. So you yourself, you have the power. The power does not lie with anybody. The power lies inside of you. You can achieve. All the greatness does not lie anywhere else. It is within you. Poverty is not in your pocket. Don't call yourself to say, I'm poor, just because maybe in your pocket there's no money. No. You cannot have money in your pocket, but you have money in your brain. All you have to do is, first of all, dream. Then when you dream from your mind, right? So you dream to say, I want to become this, right? Not the dreaming we were doing, that thing we were doing at school, when they were asking us to say, what do you want to do when you grow up? We could just say, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a pilot. Oh, when I grow up, I want to be a whatever. All those things, most of us, we dreamt of those, or we mentioned those things. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be this. But today I'm not a lawyer. But I named that. But today I'm not a lawyer. You yourself, maybe you even named to say, I want to be a doctor. But today you are not a doctor. You are doing something else. Which means we go back here to the mind. Right now, today, not when you were young, but today, you are able to fix your own life. You are able to push your life forward. What do? Change your mind. change the way you see things. Change the way you perceive things. The way you look at others, you change it. The way you see your surrounding, it doesn't matter. Today your surrounding can be ugly, your surrounding can be so nasty, it can be in a space that you are not happy with, But that's the challenge. That's the mountain that you need to climb. But the moment you position yourself in the correct way to say, I am able to achieve this. I am able, to push through this. Greatness awaits you. Nothing but greatness awaits you. I wish everybody of you, success, because I can see most of you, if not all of you, you are destined for greatness. And remember, greatness is not with your government. Greatness is not with whosoever, whether it's your relative, whether it's your husband or it's your wife, it's with you. And where is your greatness? It's here. Where is your success? It's here. So what are you supposed to do? Take that and put it live. Now people can see. Somebody will be thinking, to say, people will be thinking to say, I want to buy a car. Before somebody says, I want to buy a car, they already vision the kind of car that they want to buy. And they say, I need a Maserati. And the kind of Maserati that I need, it must be black in color, or it must be blue in color, and it must have this. They envision that. So they work towards achieving that. That's how you need to program yourself. So it doesn't matter. Today you don't have this, or maybe today there is an obstacle that is standing in front of you. You are able to do it. You are able to make it. Just know the power to achieve anything lies inside of you. For more of these kind of videos, check on my next video, which I'm going to, mention a lot of things. We're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper until somebody here in this platform, somebody from this group is set free. Because there can be somebody who is bound. There can be somebody, who is just left out. Somebody who is going to achieve. Somebody whereby they've got so much potential, but they're failing to achieve. Why? Because they keep on looking down on themselves. But the moment that person is set free, the moment that person is wired correctly, they are able to achieve greatness. Because greatness is already within that person. Greatness is not with the next person. It's with you. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Ciao. Bye.